Hi guys, it's Ksenia. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be sharing with you some fragrances that give off a cottagecore, whimsical, garden fairy slash have a very boho sort of vibe to them. I'm obsessed with the whole cottagecore vibe. A lot of my personal style when it comes to fashion is inspired by cottagecore. I feel like now there's a name for it, but I think I've always kind of had this sort of style. But at least now I can kind of put it to a name, which is I guess cottagecore slash Bohemian. And so because I love to dress this way, I also love to smell this way. My dream in life has always been to just live in a tiny little cottage in the middle of nowhere, just in the middle of the woods, surrounded by trees and mountains, and I have my own little flower garden and vegetable garden growing. And growing up, I did grow up in nature and stuff like that, so this whole vibe has a very special place in my heart. So it was really easy for me to just go into my collection and pick out some fragrances that really scream cottagecore vibes. These scents are some of my favorite go-to, almost signature type scents. So if you want to smell like a little cottagecore forest fairy, then just keep watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and turn your post notifications on, and let's get started. So when I think of a cottagecore vibe, I think of no fuss fragrances, more on the clean side, maybe a little floral, and these two first fragrances actually are not floral at all. They're very much your skin but better scents with pretty low projection. They don't scream perfume because they do sit a little bit closer to the skin, but you will smell amazing with them. First, I have Another 13 by Le Labo. This very much gives me a cottagecore boho vibe. This is all about this really natural, ambergris, woodsy, ISO-y super type scent. This is the type of scent also along with the next scent I'm going to talk about where they kind of morph into something different on each person that wears them. Their perfumes are customizable with your own skin chemistry, so what it will smell like on one person is not what it's going to smell like on the other. They definitely give off just this more clean, natural, woodsy type of vibe, and definitely reminds me of a little nymph forest fairy. So that one's the first one. And the next one that is definitely within the same vibe is Molecule 01 by Eccentric Molecules. This is even more of a skin scent. Le Labo Another 13 is a little bit stronger, more emphasis on the woodsy type notes and that ISO-y super and the ambergris vibe, whereas with Molecule 01, this is a single note perfume. The only note that's in here is ISO-y super, which is a molecular note that once again smells completely different on everybody. This sits even closer to the skin, and this scent, even if we're not talking about this video, this is a really nice mixing scent because ISO-y super is known as a booster type note. So any perfume that you have that you find is poor performing, just add this on and it will boost up the scent of just about any perfume that you have. But you could also wear it alone, and I think alone, to me, this smells honestly undescribable because it's like, how can I describe to you what my natural skin chemistry smells like? A little woodsy, maybe a little rubbery even. I don't know how to explain this. It's a really just unique scent. It smells like a molecule. How can you describe a molecule? You can't. On my skin personally, this definitely gives off more of a woodsy vibe, and there is also an aromatic kind of quality to it. Some people say they can't even smell the scent, which is really weird to me because this is actually pretty strong to my nose. So it's really strange in that way because one person will think they can't smell it at all, whereas the next person will think it's like the strongest scent in the world. Everybody picks up something different in that scent, which I find really interesting and cool. Alright, let's get into some more actual perfumey type perfumes. The first one is Salted Muse by Orabella. This is such a bohemian girl, free-spirited kind of scent. Also, this is like a cottagecore scent, but you have a lake right in front of your little cottage. It just reminds me of being in the forest and like meditating. It's such a calming scent. This has olive tree, so it definitely has this very green vibe, but it also has fig, which gives it, I don't want to say sweetness because this is not a sweet scent. There's a warmth to it. It's more so the skin of the fig rather than the juicy sweet inside. It is quite salty. It's a really unique scent. It's almost dirty, but in a really good way. It's a very earthy scent, very natural, so if you're not into that vibe, you may not like this. I personally really love this. I actually made the mistake of decluttering this because I wasn't really vibing with it the first time around, and then I actually found myself missing it, so I rebought it back in my collection. I just think it's a really special scent, really unique. I have nothing like it, and also all the Orabella scents are alcohol free, so they kind of almost double up as oils, like fragrance oils, which is really nice because they don't dry out your skin. You can actually see a really nice glow to them when you apply them, so I really love them. They're kind of like a 2-in-1 type fragrance. My next cottagecore scent is definitely Bronze Goddess AG by Estee Lauder. I recently did a dedicated review to this scent, so I'm not gonna dive into notes and all that in this video. What I will say is this is giving me cottagecore, but you have the Aegean Sea in front of you, so you kind of have both mountains and the smell of forest and trees all around you, but also a nice beachy saltiness in the air. That's what this reminds me of. It's so beautiful and very watery, aromatic. This also has fig in it, which the fig in here is a little bit more prominent, not as green as the Salted Muse. In here, it does give a little bit more of a juicy sweetness. More so, I would say in the dry down is where you get the fig. The key floral in here, other than jasmine, is bougainvillea. I'm not really sure how to say this flower, but this is the main flower that you're gonna find all over Santorini. It's this really gorgeous pink flower that you'll see all over Santorini. It's just like an island girl type of scent. So for something a little bit more chic and elegant, I have Shiseido Zen. This isn't as earthy as some of these other ones, and it's definitely one that's stronger, projects a lot more, and it's not really a skin scent. This is a more fruity, also more fun and flirty version of Coco Mademoiselle by Chanel. This perfume gets me thousands of compliments everywhere I go. It's a really big crowd pleaser while also not really being this just really basic crowd pleaser like any other fruity floral. There's a ton of fruits in here like grapefruit, pineapple, bergamot, orange, red apple. Then you also have a ton of florals like violet, lotus, freesia, lily of the valley. And then you have base notes of amber, patchouli. There's even incense in here, which I don't get, thankfully, because I don't like a smoky vibe, but I definitely think it does something to elevate this scent. Very true to the name in that it is a very zen type of scent. So it has a really calming aura to it, and I find it such a beautiful boho signature cottagecore type scent. If you're into more of an aromatic, strong type scent, then definitely check out Shiseido Zen. Huge compliment getter. I will reiterate, if you want people to notice your scent and not in an obnoxious way, that is literally a compliment magnet. This next one is more of a unisex, whimsical, boho kind of scent. Kind of smells like a really nostalgic version of like your dad's aftershave. This is called Father Figure by Fleur. I didn't even do this on purpose, but this is another fig scent. Out of all the fig scents that I just talked about, the fig in this one is definitely the most prominent and the juiciest, and definitely you get that sweetness. But there's also iris in here. It's one of my favorite florals, along with musk and sandalwood. There's even vanilla, so there is sweetness to it, but it's done in more of a fresh, aromatic way. It's musky and creamy, kind of gives off this androgynous type feel. I love this scent. It pairs really well, by the way, with Molecule 01. This combo right here, another huge compliment magnet. This alone is another big compliment magnet, but I think the pairing with Molecule 01, something that perfume does to this is like undescribable. It strengthens it, it gives it another level of woodsiness that just kind of richens all the other notes in here. Low-key, it smells kind of like the inside of a Hollister store, what it used to smell like back in the day. It's one of those scents that will literally just like make your eyes roll back. If you're into more of a unisex feel that doesn't lean either way, it's just a beautiful scent, definitely try out Father Figure. I know it has a very masculine name, but trust me, it's gorgeous. And then last but not least, I think this is probably the ultimate cottagecore scent. Literally, when you smell this, you just get transported to a cozy little cottage with your own little floral garden right in front. Dolce by Dolce & Gabbana, the original. This is cottagecore in a bottle. This is such a beautiful ethereal floral scent, but also with a nice aquatic vibe. None of the floral scents that I talked about in this entire video have any sort of like synthetic or overly floral type scent to them. They're all super gorgeous, and this one specifically, I'm not even the biggest fan of strictly floral scents, which this is. There's literally not a single sweet note in here. It's all florals. Neroli, papaya flower, water lily, narcissus, amaryllis, and then in the base you get musk and cashmere. And so definitely all florals with a musky cashmere type base. This is such a signature type scent, and there's a nostalgic feeling that this gives me. If you want to smell elegant and another huge compliment getter, I feel like a lot of the scents in this video are very big compliment getters just because they're such crowd pleasers. I don't think anybody could smell any one of these scents, even if you don't like these types of scent profiles. I think if you smell them on anybody, you would absolutely love them, because who doesn't love when someone just smells clean and beautiful? But also there's unique factors to all these scents. I hate just a basic laundry perfume, because like, what is even the point? To me, that's just a waste of money. I'm very specific when it comes to the very fresh kind of scents that I like, because a lot of the times they are done in a really boring way. I need personality to my scents. I want all my scents to be signature scent worthy. There is uniqueness to all of them, and I think each and every one of these perfumes will give you that. So if you want to smell like a little cottagecore fairy, or you just have a really bohemian type sense of style and you want your fragrance to match that, I think any one of these will do that beautifully. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. These are some of my favorite scents, so let me know if you have any of these and what you think of them. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and turn your post notifications on, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!